Hello, my name is Lara Zlam, and I am a current senior at Unionville High School applying to Thomas Jefferson's Law and Society program. In my workshop, we talked about the use and impact that AI has on education, the workplace, and society as a whole. This dialogue gave me a much more nuanced view about the topic because it showed me physically how layered and how deep the issue truly is. What stood out to me about the workshop was how AI is contributing and will continue to contribute to the already rising unemployment rate. Specifically, we talked about its impact on journalism and the news. When information is so accessible, it raises the question, will fewer people be reporting news and producing journalism? The most appropriate recommendations that my group and I came up with were to shift the framework of courses and curriculums to focus on the process rather than just the final product of something. So, to focus on the learning experience and the journey and how that contributes to success. We suggested that class discussions and hands-on experiences should be heavily woven into curriculums and that there could be a required AI course that talks about how the usage of it in education and the workplace diminishes creativity, critical thinking, reasoning, and your education as a whole, rather than just talking about how using AI will result in disciplinary action. Working with my group didn't necessarily change my perspective. Instead, it crystallized the fact that there are diverse views regarding the use of AI. It showed me that everyone uses AI in a different way, whether that be for the better or for worse. For example, one of my peers talked about how her mom uses AI to come up with advertising ideas, but she produces and executes them on her own, which showed me and resonated with me because it displayed how AI can be used as a tool and it can be used as a skeleton in a really good way. I felt like we all had really unique and important ideas that worked together really well as a whole. I felt like we all kind of influenced each other in the way that we contributed to our recommendations, and the voices of everyone were reflected in a very balanced and robust way. This past month, I was a part of my school's show, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I did hair, costumes, and makeup. And being part of this play and being part of the show really introduced me and informed me about the complex and really deep meaning of the story. It showed me that when human ambition exceeds its natural bounds, the results can be catastrophic. For example, Dr. Frankenstein's pursuit of knowledge really reflects and mirrors today's rapid AI arms race because it asks the question, should we produce because we can or because we should? Not only this, but it shows how innovation without comprehension is dangerous. The impact of AI in the future and its impact on future generations and the globe is not fully acknowledged by its users and creators, which makes the outcome extremely ambiguous. The story, like today, highlights that it is not the fault of the creature or the creation, but instead the fault of the creator's negligence. For example, when Dr. Frankenstein creates the monster, he gives it emotional reasoning and morals and ethics, but when there is no one there to fill that void for the monster, he turns to violence and goes into a negative spiral, which really reflects how AI is being developed today because these robots are being programmed with feelings, morals, and ethics, but there is no biological or human nature that allows them to produce that naturally. This experience challenged me by forcing me to think about what AI is doing to my demographic as a student because I was forced to take an unbiased view after hearing my peers and the panel of experts and what they had to say. The most memorable moment from the workshop for me was probably being able to hear from a panel of experts in the fields that I would love to pursue because it showed what my future could look like with the use of these devices and this technology. I wouldn't say I would do anything differently. I loved hearing the diverse views on how and how not to use AI. and I now realize the opportunity to leverage it as well as the dangers in over relying on it. Thank you.